Woodhaven Plantation, a place of rugged beauty and refined perfection. Alive with the traditions of Georgia, alive with the soul of its owner, Charlie Loudermilk. When experiencing the majesty of Woodhaven, it's clear that it was built with the quality, responsibility, vision, and integrity that defined the Four-Pillar Award, that defined Charlie. One walk down the tree-lined lane says it all. Charlie Loudermilk is a man who works hard and dreams big. Born in Atlanta, Georgia at the dawn of the Great Depression, Charlie Loudermilk was raised by a strong family with even stronger personalities. His father was a practical man that believed in a hard day's labor over education, while Charlie's older brother, Jim, was a great friend and brilliant mind. But the real glue for the family was Charlie's mother, Addie.
She was very caring. Her sons were her life. She really sacrificed her life for their life, frankly.
His mom just instilled such self-confidence in Charlie, and he learned his incredible desire to succeed. And he said, I thought I could be president. I mean, she told me I could be president of the United States, so that's what I thought I could be.
Her whole mission was to put my father and uncle, his brother, through college.
Through his parents' hard work, Charlie was able to attend and graduate the elite North Fulton High School, as well as have experiences working at a neighborhood grocery and later at an Atlanta summer camp. These experiences created a real bond between Atlanta and Charlie that is still alive today.
When we were growing up in Atlanta, you could get on the streetcar or the bus and just go most any place, and it was safe and like smaller communities are today.
It was a really neat town, and but a small town. Charlie, one of his great strengths, I think, is because of his blue-collar neighborhood background.
I'm a rambling wreck from Georgia Tech and a heck of an engineer.
After high school, Charlie initially enrolled into Georgia Tech, but world events steered Charlie into another direction.
America was at war.
Charlie enrolled in the Navy on his 18th birthday, but thankfully never had to see action.
The war is over. Peace is here.
Shortly after returning home, Charlie decided to join a close high school friend as a student at the University of North Carolina, where he earned a degree in commerce and an honorary degree in carousing. In the meantime, back in Atlanta, Charlie's mother, Addie, had started a successful restaurant.
The restaurant Persian Point was called the Rose Bowl. It was a lot of the downtown businessmen would come in there every day to eat lunch.
Oh, it was great. It was like a glorified Mary Mac's tea room. Homespun, inexpensive place to eat good food.
The Rose Bowl was cafeteria style. She always liked cafeterias. The reason you can get your food quick, don't have to sit there and wait.
After brief jobs in sales with Pet and Pfizer, Charlie moved back to Atlanta to help his mother with the restaurant. He also met and married Marilyn Mickey McQueen, and they would later have 3 children together, Lisa, Robin, and Linda. With a family to provide for and a restaurant to run, Charlie's drive went into overdrive, and his next step would change his life forever.
The good road leads to things people couldn't think of years ago.
As the story goes, my father saw a rental business in North Carolina when he was traveling, and it intrigued him. He came back to work with my grandmother at the Rose Bowl and decided at the time that he would start a rental business on the side. And so he started renting tables and chairs and punch bowls.
Charlie found a niche with his rental of party equipment. Today there are 15 people probably in the city that are renting party equipment. And of course he went on to rent many other things, including wedding sets. You could pay for them by the week, and if things didn't work out, they got it back and the next person got the wedding set. Woo.
As the story goes, I'm pretty sure it's true, is that he rented out his wedding presents, and they'd come back with dings and, and beat up, and my mother wasn't real happy about that. But he was starting a business, and he put everything he had into the business. He took his best friend's mother and put her with a Sears catalog and basically said, if the phone rings and it's in here, I'll rent it. So they would get an order for 10 tables or 20 punch bowls, and they'd run out and buy them.
And then he was smart enough to say, I'll call it Aaron's, A-A-R-O-N, and then I'll be the first name in the phone book. And that was important and very innovative. That's smart.
That's a business vision that not many people would have, and Charlie probably doesn't get enough credit for a few of the little things that have allowed him to build his company the way he has.
One store, then two, then three, then, well, it was clear Aaron's was becoming a thriving Atlanta business. But there was one thing Charlie did that in today's world would have seemed commonplace, but at the time was a bold yet compassionate gesture, a gesture that revealed who the real Charlie Loudermilk is. When Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., Andrew Young, and other African-American leaders were organizing the Selma March, the logistics proved to be a daunting task. There were many items needed to make the demonstration run smoothly: tables, chairs, tents. The group looked to Aaron's for help, and Aaron's was there for them. Charlie and an associate delivered the items personally, creating a bond with the African-American community, and Ambassador Young especially, that still lives on to this day.
The civil rights movement and the friendship between blacks and whites became very important to him. He was kind of proving to the business community that, you know, this is something that's workable and it's worthwhile and we can do this.
He believes everybody deserves the same chance, no matter what your color, creed, or race, whatever, financial standing. Everybody deserves the same shot in life.
It's steps like these that have made Aaron's the robust company that it is today. Their growth included adding big-ticket items like appliances, furniture, and electronics.
Aaron's Inc.'s evolved and gotten better and better every year. Charlie's desire is that we could take a somewhat clouded industry and put it on Main Street. And I think we have. I mean, you go in our stores and they look like a full-scale retail furniture store now.
It's no question that Charlie likes to go big. And when he wanted to put Aaron's on a national stage, he knew just how to do it.
The intensity's definitely up, Mike.
Charlie Loudermilk and Aaron's describe quality. I mean, just think about it. He started with a few rental chairs, and he built it into this major company that today you can go in and get a 62-inch flat screen. That was Charlie's vision.
We've just hit about $2 billion in revenue. With our franchises, we'll be about $3 billion in system-wide revenues. We're very sound, very stable, but we think there's a lot of growth and a lot of future ahead of us.
While growing Aaron's, Charlie also focused on issues facing Atlanta. And in classic Charlie style, he made a move no one saw coming.
When Ambassador Andy Young started running for mayor, my father felt that Andy was the right person at the right time. He was building a bridge between the people of the city of Atlanta and the business community.
Charlie was trying to raise money for Andy among his friends from the business community. And at one point he told Andy, I'm doing a terrible job at this, because he was really out there all by himself.
Kind of like the march in Selma, it wasn't a popular move, and my dad got a few threats, if you will. But again, he just saw through it and knew it was the right thing to do.
Help, they beat the finances of the city as we do. So what they did
well, Andy won, and Charlie was in the catbird seat because he was the one member of the business community that had a very close relationship, a trusted advisor role.
And so he didn't have to hold office himself, but he could be a catalyst for ideas that made things smoother.
That's MARTA, relax, enjoy the ride.
Andy Young had asked him to become chair of MARTA. Obviously, MARTA has a legacy that Charlie helped create. He was a very responsible steward of MARTA, and then he came back and he was a very responsible steward of Aaron's, as you can tell by the success of the company.
But MARTA isn't the only place Charlie left his mark.
As you go around the city of Atlanta, you'll see his name from time to time at different locations, which means that Charlie has donated money to different entities, and Charlie's very selective in that. And I think by being that way, he shows real responsibility for what he thinks is important for Atlanta.
Just think about his philanthropic work. I mean, the Buckhead Theater, that's an amazing place, and he's responsible for getting it up to where it is today. And of course, all the things that he does for the University of North Carolina. So, you know, if you're going to be responsible, you have to be responsible to the community, and that is what Charlie is.
But beyond errands, the civic duties, the philanthropy, when looking for the real Charlie Loudermilk, you simply listen to the people whose lives he's touched.
I don't think I've ever seen anybody that's been that successful that enjoys sharing the assets and the benefits of life with other people as does Charlie.
Anytime you get around Charlie, he makes everybody feel special. It doesn't matter how poor you are, how rich you are, you always feel special with Charlie Loudermilk.
He's from the old school. He's honest. If he tells you something, he gives you your word, it's in concrete, you know what I'm saying?
He's a very ordinary man with extraordinary ability and an extraordinarily big heart. I mean, he's someone who's been very successful, but part of that success is success in life.
Charlie Loudermilk is a great man, and when the story of Atlanta is told, he's going to be throughout every chapter and verse of it. When they told me today that we were honoring you, we cleared the schedule, and I said, I don't care what we're doing, I'm going to be there for Charlie Loudermilk, because for years and years, he has been here for the city of Atlanta.
And with all of the success that Charlie has achieved, there's no greater success than Charlie's family. So as the sun sets on Woodhaven, it's easy to see the parallels between the plantation and Charlie. He's just as down to earth, just as welcoming, just as one of a kind.